compare. Pictures start to pair. Love and fun we share. Late into the night, pieces fit just right. Heartbeats taking flight in the morning light. Piece by piece we go. With each step we grow. Together we know. Puzzling joy will show. How in joy will show. Will show. Joy will show. Joy will show. 8 hands flying fast. Colors brightly clash. Pieces locked they mash. Time you cannot dash. Edge and corner find. Patterns in your mind. Joy in each line signed. Erase it, you'll not mind. Piece by piece we go. With each step we grow. Together we know. Puzzling joy will show. Laughter fills the air. Friends beyond compare. Pictures start to pair. Love and fun we share. Piece by piece we go. With each step we grow. Together we know. Puzzling joy will show. Laughter fills the air. Friends beyond compare. Pictures start to pair. Love and fun we share. Late into the night, pieces fit just right. Heartbeats taking flight in the morning light. Piece by piece we go. With each step we grow. Together we know. Puzzling joy will show. How in joy will show. Will show. Joy will show. Joy will show. 8 hands flying fast. Colors brightly clash. Pieces locked they mash. Time you cannot dash. Edge and corner find. Patterns in your mind. Joy in each line signed. Erase it, you'll not mind. Piece by piece we go. With each step we grow. Together we know. Puzzling joy will show. Laughter fills the air. Friends beyond compare. start to pair. Love and fun we share. Pictures start to pair, love and fun we share. Late into the night, pieces fit just right. Heartbeats taking flight in the morning light. Piece by piece we go, with each step we grow. Together we know, puzzling joy will show. How in joy will show. Will show. Joy will show. Joy will show. Eight hands flying fast, colors brightly clash. Pieces locked they mash, time you cannot dash. Edge and corner find, patterns in your mind. Joy in each line signed, erase it, you'll not mind. Piece by piece we go, with each step we grow. Together we know, puzzling joy will show. Laughter fills the air, friends beyond compare. Pictures start to pair, love and fun we share. Piece by piece we go, with each step we grow. Together we know, puzzling joy will show. Laughter fills the air, friends beyond compare. Pictures start to pair, love and fun we share. Late into the night, pieces fit just right. Heartbeats taking flight in the morning light. Piece by piece we go, with each step we grow. Together we know, puzzling joy will show. How in joy will show. Will show. Joy will show. Joy will show. 8 hands flying fast.
All right, good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's competition. Can I get a wave from all the participants? All right, great to have you with us. We do have a smaller group in the live stream today. This is for the sub 50 group. So this is the first time that we have split the participants, and we have the faster participants in the live stream. And then the 50 plus club are either in the parallel flex meeting, which I have on my other screen, or they have already pre-recorded and will be have already submitted their times. So welcome to everybody joining us on the YouTube live stream and chat. So we will be doing a giveaway today, and we'll also be having an announcement. So greetings to everyone who's following along there. It's just I have a lot going on. I have one screen here. I've got three big screens going. I've got a tablet and a phone, so I'm just a little bit distracted today, but just checking that everything.
Michelle,
is
you're
working.
you're juggling all of the things, and I know that everybody that's getting ready to do this puzzle has heard legends that this might be a quick one. So I know everybody's kind of itching, and you can see the fingers getting ready to roll. I'm excited, and I just want everybody to hit a PR. Everybody do a personal best today, regardless of what comes out of the box. That's going to be the really exciting thing.
Yeah, no, exactly. So we've got a lot of people participating. So that's one of the reasons after we solved this puzzle, I realized actually it is quite a lot to manage. So that's why for the future unreleased puzzles, we have split it that the Flex meeting does it earlier on, like either 1 or 2 days before, and then we can focus on the live stream. And also those people who would be participating now parallel, they would also be able to enjoy the live stream. But yeah, so welcome, Jim. Yeah, we wanted to, the theme for today is the World Championship. And we also asked our participants if they would be going to the championship, and why or why not. So I'd love to, throw the question to you and ask you, are you going to the Worlds?
So am I going to go to Worlds this year? I've really been thinking about it, and I might as well. Let's go to Worlds this year. I think it's going to be a blast. Hey, Michelle, do you want to go to Worlds this year?
My flight is booked.
Hey, you know what would be cool? What if the two of us did the commentary thing at Worlds this year? How does that sound?
What, you mean like be in the same room, like in the dome?
In the same room, in the dome, doing the thing in real time. How cool would that be?
That would be awesome. Let's do it.
Sounds good. So yeah, we're Michelle and I are going to be doing the commentary at Worlds this year, and we're real excited, and I'm excited to meet a lot of you, and so is Michelle, and it's going to be a blast.
Yeah, it's very thrilling and exciting, also quite nerve-wracking, but yeah, really grateful for this opportunity. So thanks to Alfonso and Charlie from the Federation, who invited us to take on this role and to comment on all of you and to be with you on the action. Also those, you'll be hearing a lot of us, those who are at home. Yeah, you're going to be getting as much Jim and Michelle during that week, but of course we're going to be joined by other co-hosts. We're going to do a lot of interview with many of these participants, and we just hope it's going to be a fantastic event, and we'll do what we can to bring you the action.
Yeah, it's going to be a total blast, and really it's they had to get 2 people to replace Val this year because Val wasn't going to come. So that's why there's 2 of us, because Val there's huge shoes to fill. So we can only hope to catch up to the legacy that she has on this. But yeah, it's going to be a total blast. And reach out and say hi, because we're excited to meet you and start planning for people to bring up and chat with.
Yeah, so that's the big announcement. So people were guessing. So the actual correct the person who did actually guess correctly was Andrea. But yeah, so that's what we just wanted to share with you. We thought actually this would be the appropriate occasion, since we're actually talking about the World Championship today, and we also have many of the fastest people in the room who will also be there at the World Championship. So that brings us to the little game we wanted to play. It's called Where in the World is Alejandro? So Alejandro does a lot of travel due to his work, and often when he purchases the puzzles, he's not even sure where he's going to be at that time. But so far, he's always taken his puzzle with him. Today, he is at a different location. He's not in Spain. He has previously participated in Turkey, Norway, and South Korea. And so we want to hear from you in the YouTube chat. One guess per person. Where is Alejandro? and the winner will be the person who has the correct answer. Or if there's multiple people with the right answer, then we'll do a draw. And what you can win is an upcoming release of his own design puzzle, which is in the works and will be coming to us hopefully this autumn. And it's part of the series he started. So his puzzle from last year was called Summer Pieces, full of puzzle pieces with a lovely beach scene. And he's continuing that theme with the fall season. So lots of comments coming through. Yeah, Jim, where do you think Alejandro could be?
Like, there's part of me that really wants him to be on like a nuclear submarine and doing the world's deepest dive puzzling. I'm gonna like a slightly more realistic guess. I'm going to guess that he is in Canada today.
Mm-hmm. Okay, somebody asked, what if nobody gets it right? Then maybe we'll go for whoever is geographically the closest. So if somebody is somewhere in the region,
Yeah,
if
we got a
nobody
thumbs up
gets
from
it, but it's
Alejandro.
somewhere like in the region, then we'll do that. Yeah, so keep your comments coming. We're not going to say right away where he is. I will reveal that during the competition. It's time to get started. I'm just going to turn on the microphone in the Flex meeting so that everybody else can listen up as well. Okay, hi everybody in the Flex meeting. Hi, the 50 Plus Club. Can you all give me a wave if you can hear me all right? All right, fantastic. Yes, I did have my microphone off because I was chatting to the YouTube live stream, but now we are going to do the unwrapping together. So I just want to make sure you can all hear me. So yeah, we have the right time. So now everybody, you may unwrap your puzzle and let's see what the puzzle of the day is. The second unreleased puzzle from our brand.
This is exciting. Oh wow, that is beautiful.
And I just want to let you know, this is the first time we're going to have two podiums. So we're going to have one podium for the sub 50 group and also another podium for the 50 plus. So everyone should do your best. We have had some offline participations already, and the fastest time so far was 49 minutes from Inge S from Lithuania. So we hope to also get some other great times like that from the 50 Plus Club. So in the final results, that will all be combined, just wherever your time finishes, but there will be one podium for the 50 Plus Club as well. So yeah, wishing everybody the best. Okay, so there are no stickers, there are no plastic wrap. We did order this specifically without that because why would we need it? And we see all puzzles are unwrapped, ready on the table. Okay, let's do a countdown in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go! Good luck, everybody.
Good luck and happy puzzling for this Euro Jigsaw Jam individual round of a very fast puzzle. This is going to be really great, and we can see people are already dumping pieces, getting them out. We're only a few seconds in. We're only like 15 seconds in, and people are already flipping pieces rapidly. Yeah, Michelle, tell us a little bit about this puzzle.
Yeah, so this is called Gradient Blocks. I really wanted to design a puzzle that would be perfect for all the gradient lovers, and just basically all gradient, not just a gradient sky or not just some gradient elements. So this is we did do this using AI generated. So this is the second one that we did use AI. The all future ones we have now got proper original images, but kind of looks like stairs to nowhere. So gradient blocks. So
that's really cool.
If you have already done it, if you are someone who did the video recording, let us know in the comments what you thought about this puzzle.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to gravitate to that yellow stripe or that bright red that's on the right-hand side of the image. And those blues might cause a little bit of trouble, but I think the gradient in there is going to make some of the puzzlers very happy, just like you were saying, Michelle.
Yeah, so it's Yeah, so actually, yeah, so everyone in the smaller group, we actually have a lot smaller group in the live stream. We have less than 40 puzzlers, so we'll get to see a bit more of each of them, and yeah, be able to follow their action better. So in the top left, we have Alejandro flipping madly, and he did switch tables. He sent me a photo before of his hotel table, and it was really tiny, the one from his hotel room, and he said, I'm going to go looking for another table, and I do see he has found a bigger table. We also have Alice Farrow from the United States. She was the national champion in 2024, and she came third just a couple of months ago at the US Nationals, so really excited for her to participate today. We have Carolyn from Germany, and she is our sky specialist. She loves gradients. She's on our jigsaw craft team for the World Championship. So yeah, I'm feeling very optimistic for Carolyn. And actually the purple color in the puzzle kind of matches her chair and her skirt as well. And we also have with us Carsten. He's from Germany, and that's all I know about him.
And you can see that people are absolutely flying. I really like watching Alejandro and Alice do their initial flip, because they both flip away from themselves whenever they're looking at the pile that's on the far side from where they're at, rather than kind of clogging up exactly where they're at. And it looks like Alejandro's doing this sort of circle around the middle, where he's left a handful piece in the middle, and Alice just did a big swipe over the side and has pulled the edges, and it looks like she's working in on that big red stripe and is just going to town on it already. So we're going to see probably a couple of different tactics going right out the gate. We're only 3 minutes and 30 seconds in, so some of those high tier puzzlers are done with their flip and already hammering away at this one.
Yeah, and it's amazing to see that Alice is already working on going straight for the border. Yeah, how quickly she pulled out that border and had already started building. So very exciting to see how she'll progress as we go along.
No, really impressive, and it's fun to see the toss up, because Alice went for that really bright red that has the like lighter pink side very early on, whereas Alejandro is drifting more towards doing that yellow, and it looks like he's doing that stripe that's between the yellow and the red rather than doing a full border. And you'll see that with a lot of the top puzzlers, where they may not necessarily do the full border, but they are going to do chunks of the puzzle that are pretty straightforward to discern early on. And so those lines between colors make a really good border to go through on.
Yeah, somebody commented that the traffic outside Alejandro's window is on the right side of the road, so it's not in the UK. But don't forget that often the cameras flip the image when it's actually on it using a laptop or a phone. All right, we also have Alan from the Netherlands, Emilia from Finland, Graham from the UK. Oh, we just saw Graham try to extend his table a little bit wider, and we also have Helen from the UK.
Yeah, and you can see that Ellen did this did the similar edge pull and is doing the outline of the red and a little bit of the yellow and that stripe in the middle, rather than getting that full border done. Amelia is off to a pretty good start here as well, also doing that red corner along with Parker and Helen. Taking similar routes here. It's also interesting to see which of the puzzlers have pulled all of the red, or like sorted that red early on, as opposed to going in and leaving it off to the side. There's a lot of debate, and it kind of comes down to how accurate your sort can be. If you have a big chunk like that, does doing that sort early save you time, or do you lose time moving the pieces a second or a third iteration whenever it's split out like that? So the more accurate that is, the faster you're going to be, even though you invested that time early on. So hopefully that's going to pay off for Helen. It's looking like she's doing some great catch up already.
Yeah, and it's interesting that yeah, we can see very clearly on Ellen, but also on Graham and Helen's view, that they're all going for that really strong contrast line between where the yellow and the pink interconnects. Yeah. So Graham,
And Amelia is rapidly finishing up her border. It looks like she has that full top left and right hand side almost ready to go here, and is getting ready to finish the bottom. And I think this is like a pretty standard cut puzzle, Michelle. So I think there's going to be 86 pieces on the border. So once you get that done, you're going to have about 17% of the puzzle already knocked out, which is really impressive.
yeah, someone is asking, is this the same piece cut as the previous puzzle vibes? And yes, it is. So this is also made from the same manufacturer that we used in Germany. So yeah, so we just had Graham and Helen on screen, and they were both at the UK Championships. And Graham organizes the Puzzle Guzzle, which is the online championship for the Johanna. Your camera is off, Johanna. He organizes the online competitions, and recently Helen participated and has been getting third and fourth placing. So yeah, Helen's doing a great job in the UK. So on screen now we have Inge from the Netherlands, Inka from Finland, Iva from, hang on, she put her last name as the country. Eva, possibly Lithuania, Latvia, if I remember correctly. And then we also have Jörn from Germany.
And you can see that Inge is doing that dark stripe, and it's also branching into the yellow and a lot of that bright white that's connected to the yellow. I think that's going to be a pretty consistent theme, because that gradient seems to radiate away to that brighter side of it. And if you have pretty good color distinction, that's a lot like doing any of those sunset puzzles. So if you do a lot of landscapes, a lot of puzzles that have the sun coming up or going down, that's going to be a really happy area for you to kick off in. I do like how Inge there has started in the lower, it looks like the lower right hand side. She's taking the road less traveled here and is doing that darker purple, that really dark blue purple corner in that lower side. And I think that has a pretty decent gradient to it as well. And it looks like she's doing the line, the border lines between a brighter pink and those darker purples and getting those locked in. So it may look like she's starting with the harder part, but that means she'll also pick up a lot of speed whenever she goes to do some of the easier chunks as well. Jorn seems to be doing a great job outlining that yellow section. And I can't quite read the name, I'm sorry, but the lower left corner there, almost completely done with that yellow section, which is really impressive at this point to be able to get that far this quickly. As a quick reference, I took a look at Alejandro's screen. He's almost fully done with the yellow, so they are, it looks like that lower left-hand corner is maybe about 20 pieces behind Alejandro. Alice Rowe just finished her border. This is going to be really close for people, I think.
Yeah, so we're starting to see some times, possible finishing times in the chat, as low as 27 minutes 55. We'll see about that. But we have some of the best in the world. I mean, we've got national champions here. I mean, Inga, who we just had on a moment ago. Yeah,
multiple world champions.
She participated in Belgium, and yeah, she was the champ. Well, she was the first in Belgium, but she didn't take the championship because she's not Belgian, but she did come first there. Yeah, we have on screen. Yeah, so we have Kirsten from Germany, Alenka from Slovakia, Marcia from Netherlands, and Maria Magdalena from Germany. Alenka, of course, is super fast Slovakian, and Marcia won the, came second in the Dutch Nationals. But yeah, really great progress there. What we can see from Marcia from over the head, already all the yellows and whites are done, and she's branching down into the pinks and purples.
Yeah, and I really like how Marcia is, instead of working purely on the gradient, is really getting that defined boundary line together first and then branching out from there. She did that with the yellow-red divide and then used the gradient to her advantage going across there. And so Marcia is definitely flying through this puzzle And looks like she also sorted out those reds, and that's going to be able to allow her to wrap up that upper left-hand corner pretty quickly here. We can also see that Lenka has that whole red corner and is now working on the rest of the border. I think she might have sorted those yellows and is abandoning working on it in favor of doing the rest of the border. And this is one of those cases where are those extra touches going to pay off? And it can look a little behind early, but because they're already there, she might be able to catch up. We'll see if it pays off, or those blues are going in pretty quickly around that border. Marla's doing a great job using that yellow gradient and is now working on some of that blue stair. I think those, correct me if I'm wrong, those blue stairs are a little split, Michelle, so that might be tricky for some of them.
Yeah, so there are like multiple blue surfaces going up, and so that does, I did find that the tricky part, just differentiating the blues and then figuring out which, so the top of the stairs has a bit of a whiter glow on it, and then the side of the stairs has more like blue shadow. So just trying to figure out, yeah. So for me, I found the blues the trickiest, and I started with the yellow and pink contrast line, and also did the border early on. So someone asked what my time was. My time was 55 minutes and 19 seconds.
Well done.
Which I was very pleased with, because I'm typically not good at gradients, but it's yeah, I'm getting there. But I know that there are many people here that can do that much faster.
Well, that's really well done. You know, people forget all the time. Just being able to do a puzzle in under an hour is absolutely amazing. So, you know, these folks make it look easy. This is not easy by any stretch. And you can see Kristen using a lot of shape work in order to get those reds in. She did the outline, and then once that's there, you can use the way that the piece is shaped in terms of how many prongs there are, if it's open and closed, and that kind of orientation, to rapidly get the rest of those in. So Kristen did a really, really good job making progress there in a short amount of time, since those reds were already available to her. You can see a similar thing for Marcia, where she's using the gradient and the shape to her advantage really, really well inside of there.
Yeah, so the 4 that we just had on screen, all 4 of them are going to the World Championships. So we're gonna, yeah, be more familiar with those names. So not only Lenka and Marcia, but also Kerstin and Maria Magdalena. And Maria Magdalena says, oh, hang on. So I'm getting a bit confused. Yes, but they're all going as far as I can see. No, I just got a bit mixed up in the spreadsheet there. Yes, so we also... Oh, I just got really confused because I saw some sunflowers and I thought, which puzzle was that? There's no sunflowers on the puzzle. So we have someone who's doing the puzzle on a tablecloth, it appears. It has sunflowers on it, so that's a bit confusing. We have Marianne from Hungary, Mari from the United States, and Nia from United Kingdom, Olivia from Poland.
Yeah, Olivia is doing really excellent here. She has the full red and yellow stripe, and is also has pretty decent chunk of the border lined up on that right hand side, and kind of lined up on the bottom in order to do those darker purples. Mari Black almost done with those reds and then getting ready to move on to the next project. She's a little behind some of the other leaders, but you can see that she has a couple of pockets of islands of those blues and purples that she's already built out. So so there might be a lot more connections going there. Kind of an unusual tactic to build those islands inside of the pile and then slide them around. But she's really good at the line work, and might be able to catch up here. I do think Marianne's sunflowers might be a little disorienting in terms of getting those yellows, but look at how she's made that rainbow sort of all the blues, all the yellows, then the pinks and purples. And we'll see if doing that big sort up front is going to save her some time on the back end. And I can't quite read the name on the lower left hand side there,
It's
Michelle.
Nia Marvin.
That's Nia. Okay, doing really excellent here. Has a full border and that big yellow stripe. That big chunk of yellow. So she is absolutely flying, and I'm always curious what's going to be the next step, the next stage of the puzzling once they run out of those easy good options. It looks like she's branching out into that brighter white area, and then might go back and do the rest of that red since it's boxed in pretty well. But these puzzlers are doing absolutely phenomenal. We're only 16 minutes and about 22 seconds into this, and they are making some excellent progress. A lot of these folks not quite halfway done with the puzzle. So for those of you who are guessing, sub 30 minutes, I'm not sure if that's going to quite hold. But I do think that there could be an argument for 33, 34 minutes if puzzlers keep this pace really rolling.
Yeah, no, we're seeing an amazing progress. Actually, as we glance at the smaller windows, we see a lot of pink and yellow blocks done. So that seems to be a popular spot. But I also really like it how Inga was going for the dark straight away. Yeah, so we have Patrick from Switzerland, Rachel from United Kingdom, Sandra from Peru, and Saskia from Germany.
And look at Rachel's progress here. That is absolutely amazing. To be branching out into those blues in so many different places is really, really cool, and not something we've seen a lot of the other competitors do just yet. I think she started out with that line divide and then used the gradient to her advantage across. But she's making excellent progress here, and I'm always curious how some puzzlers have an eye for red, some have an eye for blue. If you have an eye for blue, because of how much blue is in this puzzle, you're going to have a little bit of an advantage here. And Rachel is just flying right now. I hope she can keep that pace and get a really, really good time on here. Patrick is doing excellent, has done that yellow stripe and is working on that red center. You can see that he's already pulled those red pieces off to the end. And so hopefully he'll be able to use both the shape and the gradient in order to get the rest of those in. Saskia has almost the full border done. It looks like it's outlined, just not perfectly. There might be a 6, 7 pieces that need to get locked in place, but that's okay. We tell people all the time, 80% is good enough just to get going. And you can see that she also has lots of little lines and islands built in and ready to roll. And over there on the left-hand side, they have that red, the yellow, and are using that gradient of the white into the blue to really make some progress. This is really impressive across the board as we cross the 18-minute and 30-second line.
Yeah, and as we head towards the end of the alphabet, now I've switched up the screens. I'm really excited to see some blue stairs. So Teresa has gone for a different approach. She's gone straight for the stairs. So on screen right now we have Stein from Belgium, Stowe from France, Teresa from Czech Republic, and Tobias from Sweden. But yeah, really interesting seeing how Teresa has gone for what I feel is the hardest part. But she's got that out of the way, so now she should just fly.
Yeah, and that I've talked to a lot of puzzlers, and there's sort of a split in terms of, do you do all the easy things first and then leave the hard thing for last, or because the hard thing's hard, do you just knock it out early? And Teresa's one of those folks that says, if it's hard, I want to do it early so that way it's out of the way and I can just do the acceleration towards the end. But it's also a case of those stairs have a pretty decent blue gradient, and Teresa is really, really good at dealing with those blue skies. So she's probably using that to her advantage. And it's a little difficult to say who's in the lead, who's behind, but she is making excellent, excellent progress here. I think she's finishing up the border on the left-hand side in order to catch up here. Jen has a full border, that yellow stripe and the blue, and is working in towards that red. I think depending on the lighting, that can affect people a little bit. Stowe has done that a big chunk of the lower part of the puzzle where it's that darker purple, deep blue, red kind of situation, and has the lines dividing those built out. For a lot of puzzlers who are new, really take note of that. A lot of times you want to grab everything of one color, but it's easier to build pieces whenever there's differences between those colors and those lines. So that way you can get a strip going, then keep working from there. Really, really smart puzzling. And Tobias, I really need to make sure I have my Tobias's #1 fan hat on. He's doing a really good job here, has the red, yellow stripes, and it looks like he's working in on those stairs, giving him a little bit of trouble here. Tobias does a lot of pick and place, so gradient puzzles tend to be a weakness for folks that do a lot of pick and place or dead reckoning, because you rely so much on context clues and little bits of the image, and on gradients that's not really there.
Yeah, so It looks like some people purchased the wrong puzzle and may have ended up in the wrong meeting. So when we sold them, we did have the flex for the 50 plus and the live for the sub 50. So some people already realized that and did message me like in the last day or two and said that they realized they had got the wrong puzzle, and so I was able to give them the link for the other meeting. I also messaged some people didn't reply. So it looks like there might be a couple of people who are in the live when they should have been in flex, or vice versa, but that's okay. Hopefully, yeah, that will be avoided next time because we have split the meetings on different days. But let's see how everybody else is going. We have come to the end of the alphabet in the live meeting. We have Verena from Austria, the national champion, and Veronica from Slovakia, Vesna from Finland, and Vicky from Hungary.
And you can see Verena has the left hand side wrapped up. A lot of that deep red, that whole lower left hand side is fully complete, which is wild right now, along with the bottom border. And Verena is going to start to really work in on those reds. Veronica doing a really good job outlining those sections that she wants to work on, and doing a really smart thing. Whenever you're stuck and you feel a slowdown, just move on to a different area for a little bit. That way you can still keep making progress without spinning your tires. Vicky has those red, yellow, and a big chunk of the white stripe built out in the full border, a little bit behind some of the leaders, but you can see that she's also sorted out those darker red, purple colors and that brighter purple. So that way she's going to have easier access and is not going to make this magic eye situation in the middle as she's working. And Vesna, I think, over on the lower left, has full border and that yellow built out. Doesn't have a lot of things sorted, but it looks like she's working in on those blue stairs, which is going to be pretty tricky. But if she locks it down and gets some of those lines in, she's going to then be able to switch to using that shape lens in order to finish up.
All right, so we have reached the end of the alphabet, and now we're going to jump ahead up here into the top and see how Alejandro and Alice are going. I also hear that Inga and Marcia are storming ahead, and of course we can't keep Teresa out of our eye.
No, there's going to be a lot of people to keep an eye on as we come into the close. Because we have several of the S tier top puzzlers in here. This is kind of fun. It's almost like an example of world of what worlds might look like as we come up on closing in on 24 minutes. But we can see Alejandro has finished that red left hand corner. That lower left hand side has the full border and now needs to start working in towards the middle. I think Inga might be slightly ahead of him right now. Can't see her full table, but she has the red, the yellow, the white, that lower left-hand side all the way across. Alice Rowe flying ahead. Wow, Alice is ahead of Alejandro at this point, has that purple line in. Was working on the stairs. She just did a big airdrop of pieces coming to put in, using those distinctions between those really dark blue and light blue lines to get those chunks in, and then going to branch out from there. Alice Rowe doing a fantastic job. Teresa has those stairwells. It's a little difficult to say, but I think Alice Rowe and Teresa, I think Alice Rowe might be ahead of Teresa at this point, just in terms of total pieces. Teresa still has to do that purple section on the lower left-hand side that Alice has already filled out. Alice might be very much in the lead here. Alice and Inga are going to be fighting this out. Marcia has the whole left-hand side, those bottom purples, those distinct blues are going to be where a lot of people finish. You can see Marcia trying to get those lines of those stairs in, but these folks are flying right now as we're coming up on the 25-minute line. Somebody, maybe I was wrong in saying sub 30 wasn't likely, but if Alice keeps this pace, she might be able to hit it.
And just look at her. I mean, she doesn't look like she's exerting too much effort. Like, she looks like she's just, every now and then she looks up at the picture, but like she's not moving like hectically. Somehow she looks like she's just in her own flow, but still amazing at how far she has got at this stage. So yeah, it's interesting to see where people are ending up. I mean, we see that it's the top right-hand corner, except for Teresa. But yeah, let's keep on moving, and because I also see that Rachel is doing fantastic. Yeah, so there's going to be really tight finishes here. I think we're going to see once we get that first finish done, we're going to be seeing really tight finishes as everybody comes to the finish line.
Yeah, this is some absolutely phenomenal puzzling, and Alice is so good at being able to see gradients and color distinctions. So this is definitely one that's up her alley. You can see that she has those stairwell pieces lined out. So now she can use both the color and gradient and the shape of the piece to really sink these in. And we should see her accelerate on the back half of this to wrap this puzzle up. Rachel Chambers doing a great job finishing up that purple section in the lower left-hand side, but still has a lot of those blues on the right to go. Teresa has finished up those purples and is now only in the stairwell section, but she's in that darker blue that has a lot left. I think it's going to be Alice and Teresa coming into the close here. Alejandro is still trying to do a little bit of catch up, but those stairs giving him a little bit of trouble. Inga doing a great job. She has those stairs lined out, but I don't think she's going to be able to catch up to where Alice and Teresa are. Alice getting in another handful of pieces one by one. You're absolutely right, Michelle. She looks so relaxed. There's no stress to this. She's moving quickly, and any pieces that she picks up, she knows where they're going. She's not doing a lot of extra touches. I think she does a really good job of discerning what she wants out of the pile before she grabs it, rather than getting a handful of pieces and hoping that they work. Alice does a really good job of going, this is the piece that I want. I know it needs to go over here. Make it happen. Really, really cool puzzling.
Yeah, I mean, the gap that she has, the gaps look smaller than Alejandro's gap, but there are also a lot of pieces off screen. But yeah, we can see that I've just put Tobias on there. I mean, he's gone for, yeah, all those intersecting where all the color contrast lines are. And yeah, I mean, we know that Tobias and Vicky are very good at the pick and place and with the very busy puzzles, so they do seem to be yeah, not progressing as quickly as with this one, but this is definitely for the sky lovers and the ones who've really been training on their gradients. Ellen is also doing amazing. She's really blocked off those, yeah, doing a big swoop.
But look at Teresa's hand speed here. Alice Rowe being methodical and very, very cautious here. Teresa's hands just went into overdrive, and you can see that she's doing a lot more brute forcing very quickly. This is going to come down to the wire here in terms of who wants it more and who can see a little bit more. I think Alice has fewer pieces, but if Teresa can get her hand speed going here, she might be able to catch up. They have almost the same zone of pieces remaining. This is going to be really tight between these two juggernauts of the jigsaw here. Coming into the end here, I think there's maybe about 30 or 40 pieces left for both of them. Little hard to estimate from where I'm sitting right now, but they are doing an excellent job. Alice getting really, really close to the puzzle. You can see that she's getting her face very, very close to the build area to really see the differences there. Teresa a little more leaned back here.
I just want to take those puzzle pieces from Alice and swoop them over and put them right next to that hole, because she is like grabbing from the opposite side of the puzzle. Maybe there's more light on that side that she can see better the piece shapes or the shades.
Yeah. There might be, but you're absolutely right, Michelle. Doing those extra transfers can cost an extra second here, an extra second there. Every single time you do it, you can see Teresa has her pieces over on the side that she's building, and she is making up a lot of time. Teresa was pretty far behind, a few minutes ago, but now she's coming up. We're coming up on the 29-minute and 25-second mark here. I don't think we're going to be able to go sub 30, but they are absolutely crushing this puzzle right now. Teresa flying in with those rest of those blues, all those practice from doing those skies really paying off. Alice hitting a little bit of a wall here to finish up these this last little section, going all the way over to the other side and coming back. We're going to see if she does a swipe, putting pieces onto the board, onto the puzzle itself. Whenever it's completed, you can see those pretty easily. But she is hitting the wall. Teresa using this brute force method to get these in. Checking in with Inga, has the rest of that border and is now closing in on that same blue section. Alejandro trying to catch up here. Marcia doing an excellent job, but several pieces behind. I think Marcia and Alejandro are about even, but this is really Alice and Teresa coming into the finish here for who wants first and second. I think Teresa is pulling ahead just a little bit. Teresa's down to maybe about the last 7 or 8 pieces here. Alice Rowe trying to get those last ones in, but the shape giving her a little bit of trouble inside of that solid blue. Not a lot of gradient to work with in there. Teresa down to the last looks like 6 pieces. Oh, and Alice does the big flip around, so that way the puzzle's on the same size of her pieces, but it might be a little late. Teresa comes into the close, and Teresa hits first and gets the done. Congratulations, Teresa.
Just on the 30 minutes, about 30 minutes, 40 seconds, roughly. Fantastic. And
absolutely phenomenal job.
So now it's going to be a race between Inga and Alice, and then just behind us, Stowe and Rachel and Alejandro. Oh, it's exciting stuff. So Congrats, Teresa.
This is absolutely wonderful. It looks like Inga might be making up a lot of time here and might be able to overtake. A little difficult to see how many of those blue pieces are sitting out. But Marcia also doing a great job catching up. I think Marcia, Alejandro, Inga, and Alice are into the next slot here. But also Rachel Chambers coming up from a little behind, finishing up that blue section, doing a really good job here. These are some of the fastest puzzlers in the world. We're coming up on 31:35 in this competition, and these puzzlers are so close to being done. This is amazing work here.
Yeah, so I can also see from the smaller screens, Verena is also coming up to that last blue section of the darker blues. Carolyn has started the blue blocks, and Mari is also closing in. So yeah, this is when we're going to start seeing the final. Yeah, everyone rushing, but
This big push.
It looks like Alice is going to make it. Is going to take out second.
Yeah, I think she has it. She's worked out the best way to get into this into those last couple of pieces. Sinks them right at the end here, and she hits the done button. And Alice Rowe takes second place. Congratulations, Alice! Very well done. Very well done, Alice. This is excellent.
So that was at 32 minutes 20 seconds ish.
Oh wow, that's an amazing time. To go sub an hour is wild. To go sub 35, even more amazing. But to get into the 33-minute line and under is just absolutely phenomenal. Alice is really a puzzle force of nature. It's wild just how accurate she is early on. Marcia coming into the close with some of those blue pieces. You can see that she's made this island in the middle, and if it works out well, she can branch out from it, but it might also block the box and make it a little difficult to see where some of those pieces go. We can see Alejandro and Marcia about even piece-wise. Marcia might be slightly ahead. Inga doing a really good job as well, might be slightly behind Alejandro, but Rachel Chambers flying through those blues. You can see that she's being a little more methodical, but she's picking up a piece and sinking it right away. Doing these quick spot checks across the way. These are some great puzzlers doing some of their best work. And Verena also coming into the close now.
Yeah, Alejandro definitely has a disadvantage because of the bad lighting at the hotel. So you can see his arms are casting shadow, and so that's not what you want with the gradient. You want to have good lighting to see all the nuances in the color. So yeah, but he's working with whatever situation he has.
Oh wow, this is fantastic. It's always good to. I always enjoy watching the way people's hands work whenever they come into the close. Are they flipping their hand completely over, or like going wrist up, or they're keeping their hands face down, grabbing a piece and sinking it? If you see a lot of wrist up work, there's a lot of wasted motion and wasted time. I think Rachel's going to be able to sneak into third place here as she accelerates into those dark blues. Really great gradient work. Rachel Chambers flying now, getting those last couple of pieces in. I think she only has maybe about 7 or 8 coming into this 34-minute and 30-second line. Is she going to be able to keep it under 35 minutes? I'm not sure Alejandro's going to be able to catch up, but Verena right in this race to stay in the top 10. This is some wild puzzling by everybody, but Rachel might be able to grab this next slot. We can see that Inga trying to close out that right-hand side, and Rachel hits the done button. Congratulations, third place.
Wow, fantastic,
in this race
Rachel.
of all-stars. Very well done. Just under 35 minutes. Absolutely phenomenal job.
So first,
and for those, oh yeah, go ahead.
So first was Teresa, second Alice, and third Rachel. We're at 35 minutes. Wow, so three under 35. And others are just close. And here comes Stove from France. Well done.
Oh no, Stowe! I'm sorry I didn't have you on the screen. There's so many people finishing fast. Congratulations, Stowe. Very well done. And Lenka's not too far behind either. This is going to be really tight. You can see for Verena, Inga, Alejandro coming into the last few pieces here. Who's going to be able to keep their nerves under control and avoid that adrenaline spike? I think Alejandro has a little bit of an edge here. He's down to the last 5 pieces. Verena has maybe about 6. Inga slightly more behind on that. I think this is going to be really tight. Verena gets those last 2 pieces in. Is she going to be able to hit the done button? Verena hits done. just a few seconds ahead of Alejandro. Congratulations to Verena and Alejandro. That's some excellent puzzling, all just around the 36-minute mark. Phenomenal job.
So Stowe, Verena, and Alejandro taking out fourth, fifth, and sixth place.
Really, really phenomenal. And this is some excellent puzzling. I know people see a gradient and they immediately think that it's pretty. And Inga slides in. Congratulations, Inga.
And Ellen, her sister, is just coming up behind, and Lenka is done.
There's Lenka. Yes, very well done. We're gonna start seeing the waves of finishers rolling in here before too long. And for those of you watching, there's a lot of screen moving around on the back end, so sometimes we don't get everybody on the screen at the same time. But we're trying hard to keep track of everybody.
Yeah, but everyone's puzzling so hard here. Everyone's just doing amazing.
You can see Ellen coming into the close. Olivia doing a great job. Carolyn into those blues, and Marcia trying to close out. I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, maybe about 15 pieces left, and you can see her hands moving very, very quickly to try to brute force these last chunks to lock in a top 10 slot. This is going to be pretty tight here. Mari Black also coming into the close on those blues. You can see a little bit of a slowdown, some uncertainty on how to deal with that blue gradient. It seems to be a speed bump for a lot of the puzzlers here. Marcia picking up a little bit of speed after locking in a line of those pieces. She can then use the gradient and the shape of the piece to really sink in those last bits as we come up on the 38-minute mark. Who all is going to be able to keep this under the 40-minute line? It's going to be really, really tight here. This is some excellent puzzling and not an easy puzzle. And I'll remind people, this is an unpublished puzzle, so none of these all-stars have seen this one before. And Marcia is going to hit the done button. Congratulations,
awesome.
Marcia.
Go, Marcia. Yeah, there's so many people with that last blue square going. So everyone except Teresa, leaving the blue square for last. So yeah, Teresa's showing you a different way and the winning way.
No, and this is really, 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 really great. You can see more and more people getting ready to start wrapping up those blues. Jorn doing a great job, has those stairwells mostly lined out and is now in that blank section. We can see Vicky working in on those dark blues. Ellen is down to maybe about the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ellen's done. Yeah, there we go. Sorry, I was looking on a delayed screen. Sorry, folks. But Ellen wraps up and I think takes one of the last top 10 slots. And Carolyn not too far behind, along with Olivia. This is going to be really, really strong push here. There are so many great puzzlers in this crew. It's really fun to watch these like this level of puzzling all at the same time. And this is so many finishers under 40 minutes. Again, getting under an hour, wild. Getting under 35 is absolutely amazing. We've had so many puzzlers get it down to this times. This is really the S tier of puzzling that's here at the Euro Jigsaw Jam today, Michelle.
Oh, and Carolyn's done. Fantastic.
Congratulations, Carolyn.
Oh, this is wild. I wonder if this is how the individual final will be like. Well, I guess the individual final at the Worlds is going to probably have a much more difficult image.
It might not. We don't know what the Worlds is going to do. But at the Euro Jigsaw Jam, you have a lot of the top puzzlers in the world here, and this is the way that it's shaken out today, which is really wild. I know some puzzlers lean towards doing gradients. Some really don't enjoy gradients at all. There may be a little bit of advantage, disadvantage for some of these puzzlers, but we can see Mari Black coming to the close along with Olivia. I think Mari has about 5 pieces remaining, trying to use the shape of the piece to get those last ones in, and she's going to be able to lock up the next slot. And 1, 2 more, gets that last one in, and Mari Black hits the done button. Congratulations, Mari. I know her. And Olivia is getting the next slot in. Congratulations, Olivia, wrapping that up. This is really really phenomenal. You're right, Michelle, that a lot of the other puzzlers ended up going into the blue as the very end, whereas Teresa started out on that side. And I don't know if that's a case where Teresa has done so many landscape puzzles where that dark blue jumps out to her, and it makes more sense for her to try to work on those. But she's a really really great puzzler.
Yeah, so yeah, on screen we have Vicky, who's just, yeah, like last 15 pieces, as is Kirsten and Maria Magdalena. Also looking very similar with Karsten, Nia, and Jörn. But this is, yeah, we're at 41 minutes. We've already had 13 finishes. So this is crazy. They're crazy fast.
Yeah, and we'd see Kirsten and Vicky trying to lock up those dark blues. You know, there may not be a whole lot of gradient on that blue side to work with, so it's just straight shape work once you get into there, which can be a little difficult for some folks, especially if you're used to more busy puzzles or things that have clues on them. These gradients can be pretty difficult. But we're also only coming up on the 42-minute and 20-second line, so for
And the
those of you who
room is
think that,
clearing out.
yeah, yeah. These are some of the best puzzlers in the world. They are making this look easy. Michelle, is this puzzle going to be in the in your shop at some point?
Yes, so we do have extras. No, actually, sorry. I think this one we only had 130 of. I think we used most of them. I think I only have a couple left, but whatever we have left, we would put online. We also have this printed as a mini puzzle. So if you miss out on the big puzzle, you can get it in the mini 99 piece one.
So cool. And Karsten and Vicky wrap up the next lines. Congratulations to both of you. Really, really great puzzling in here. And Maria just behind. We're having this wave of finishers all under all just around the 43-minute line. Really, really phenomenal. Taking a quick look at the taking a quick look at some of the YouTube comments. There's a lot of people cheering folks on for bringing their A game, coming into the close. It's just lovely. I always like the puzzle community cheering for each other, just across the board.
Yeah, and just because we have all the fast puzzlers in one group, of course, it means that then some of these fast puzzlers, somebody's going to end up being last in the group, but it's not last overall because we still have another 100 people puzzling in the other room. So we just had the first finisher from the Flex meeting. That was Irene at 40 minutes. Fantastic. Irene, I think she's from Spain. Yeah, fabulous.
And you can see Amelia is also locking in on those last bits of blues. Jorn there, Stein coming in to the to that end. Tobias also into those blues. This is just the what's that song? The I'm Blue, the I'm Blue song.
I'm blue,
Everybody's
da,
going to
da,
be
da,
yeah, that
da.
one. Everybody has the jigsaw puzzle blues on at around the 44-minute and 40-second line here, coming into this end. And you can see some people, everybody here has swiped those pieces over to the side that they're working on, really limiting the extra transfer attempts that they have to make and picking up some speed coming into the final round here. Inca doing a great job. You can see some people are standing, some are sitting. I know there's a divide on that. A big suggestion: protect your back. You stand as long as you can, but if your back starts hurting, don't let it go out. It's it's not worth it. Protect yourself a little bit. But these puzzlers are coming into the end here, piece by piece. Really, really great stuff.
Yeah, so at this stage, everybody has been finishing on that blue square. Okay, and Nia is done. Yeah, so I think some people that we're used to seeing finish earlier on. Now we're starting to see very clearly maybe who are those who tend towards the busier puzzles and those who really have gradients in their strengths. But yeah, we have Amelia. Oh, last piece for Amelia. Fantastic. And we also have Tobias just coming up to the last handful of pieces. Stein very close behind. Maybe Ewan jumps in front of Stein or Tobias. And Patrick also working on that last darker section.
Yeah, and this is where, you know, a lot of people are going to get fatigued. You know, after about 35 minutes or so, you start feeling that that hit of being tired. Jorn comes in just under the wire here to get the 46 and 22nd line, and Tobias just behind at about 46:30. Congratulations, Tobias.
Yeah, so Graham is also coming up to the close now. And Veronica is the only one who I've seen so far who's done a shape sort. She did have her pieces lined up actually on top of her puzzle, and then she has now moved them to the right-hand side. So it looks like, yeah, solid colors doesn't seem to be her jam.
It's not a lot of puzzlers jams. That can be it can be pretty tricky. Also sorry, I had a technical difficulty there, so I dropped out for about a minute. Veronica hits the done button. Congratulations, Veronica, just over the 47-minute line. And this is a lot of fast puzzling. I know, you know, I'm going to keep saying it. A lot of the chunks of this gradient are very pretty and straightforward to work on. Then once you're in the murk of it, it's a lot of shape work in order to try to finish it up. We can see Saskia doing an excellent job. Graham working, I think there's maybe about 25 pieces or so, maybe 30 of those blues that are left. Vesna doing a great job. I think Vesna has a third hand, not helping her out, but just there to give her a thing. And Stein finishes. Congratulations, Stein.
It's an emotional support hand.
It's an emotional support hand, yeah. Congratulations, Stein. Just around the 48-minute line on that. Very well done. Iva coming into the close here, and you can see everybody feeling a little bit of sluggish at this point. The Inca wraps up. Congratulations. You know, after that 35-minute line, all the pieces start looking the same and not in a way that's helpful. So you start thinking a little more, okay, I'm going to move this one. I'm going to move this one. And this is where you really got to keep that physicality going as much as possible in order to make sure that you're getting the best times that you can. Patrick finishes strong. Congratulations, Patrick.
Yeah,
trying to switch screens around a little bit.
So we've also had 9 people finish in the parallel flex meetings. So yeah, some really fast times coming in. Not even under 50 minutes. We're not even at the 50 minutes yet. So some more people getting their first attempts under 50 minutes. We're really happy for that as well.
Some phenomenal times. I can't wait to see how many people hit a personal record on this one. Because I'm hoping that it's a lot.
Yeah,
and Iva finishes.
Congratulations. Yay. So just on the 50-minute. Yeah, just coming up. Anybody else going to finish under 50 minutes?
We have somebody that's about 30 seconds out. Saskia and Graham doing really well. You can see Saskia has that island of dark blues floating in the middle, trying to work around it, trying to get just a couple more pieces. Graham doing an excellent job. I think Graham has done, you can see, using a little bit of a piece jail towards the top of the puzzle after Graham tries a piece. If it doesn't work in a couple of spots, puts it off to the side, so that way it's easier to track which ones have been attempted and which ones haven't.
Yeah, so now that it's kind of cooled down for a little bit at 50 minutes, let's take a moment to have a deep breath, catch up. So yes, I haven't even had a moment to even look at the YouTube chat because there was just so much happening. So thankfully my helpers were telling me like who's got like 15 pieces left and who's got 30, and so I could try to catch everybody on screen. But yeah, amazing so far. Let's see who we can have a chat with. I know Teresa couldn't stay. And then second place was Alice. Alice also wasn't able to stay. Oh yeah, so just regarding the theme, but Teresa did answer the question and she said yes, she is going to the championship because they want to defend the gold. So she and
Marta, I believe. Yeah.
no, hang on, I've had a mind blank. Teresa and Marqueta. Teresa and
Marketa,
Marqueta are
yeah.
going to defend their gold for pairs. So yes, Teresa's definitely going to be there. Alice replied that unfortunately she won't be going. She's going to be starting college in September, and that's just and it's also of course a huge cost and commitment from America. So she won't be there this year. So third place
Oh,
was
Alice says she's able to do an interview if she's still around.
okay, yes, Alice, we'd love to have a chat. So let me put you on the screen. Yes, so you can turn your mic on.
Hello.
Hi, Alice. Congratulations. How was
Thank
your
you.
first EJJ? How was your first EJJ experience?
It was fun. Everything except the blue, which all looked exactly the same.
No, it can be a little tricky moving around. Tell us what you thought about the overall puzzle. Like, walk us through how you did it.
I thought it was really well designed. Like all the sections had like a gradient within each color, which definitely made it easier. And then I was fortunate to have pretty good natural light because it's in the middle of the day, which I think definitely helped.
Yeah. Do you think a lot about where you position your puzzle with the lighting, or do you just kind of go, there's a window, let me set up here?
I have like a designated room, which I puzzle in, and I always puzzle like one way, and I have never changed it. Might be better or worse if I try something else, but I'm like so set in stone in my ways.
No, I totally get it. I was noticing that you went for the border first right out the gate on this one. Do you do that for the majority of your puzzles, or was this just one where having that frame would you think would help you more?
I would say 95% of my puzzles I do the border. I like having an idea of how big it's going to be and like have things to work off of and be able to position my pieces in.
That's cool. Well, how does it feel to? I know you've been to U.S. Nationals a couple of times, and won the thing, which is amazing.
Thank you.
How does it feel to play on an international competition against some of the like other world star puzzlers?
It's crazy. Like the level of competition now is insane. Like going to Worlds last year was like very stressful. And so I was excited to be able to come back and like almost have a rematch with everyone here.
Did when the puzzle came out, did you have a like what were you thinking? Did you have a moment of like, this is it, I'm gonna crush it? Were you worried? Like, is this your kind of jam?
I'm like more in the middle. I was like, yes, this looks very doable. Like when I was starting to turn over the pieces, I was like, there's definitely separation that I can do, but I knew it was going to be fast, and I don't know exactly what other people's like strengths are, so I didn't know how I was going to like end up in the mix.
Do you ever think about that during your puzzling? Like, how much of that do you lend brain power to versus just go get the puzzle done?
I really try to play my music loud enough to drown out my thoughts and just really try to focus on the puzzle and like making a strategy while like completing it.
That makes sense. What's on your playlist, if you don't mind me asking?
It's just like upbeat pop music. I've had the same playlist since US Nationals 2024, have not changed a thing. So it's very like, I know it, I only use it while puzzling. So it helps like me get in the mindset of like trying to go really fast.
Have you ever been tempted to use it while you're like going for a run or driving somewhere, just to like, okay, time to go? Or is this just only for puzzling, and puzzling is the only time that you pull these tracks out?
Yeah, I try to be very, puzzling is the only time I can listen to any of these songs. Like if they come up and I'm just like listening to random music, I will skip past the song. Like I do not listen to them any other time.
No, that's really cool, and I know a lot of people are bummed that you can't go to Worlds this year, but I'm sure that the university that you're headed to in the fall is really excited. Um, is puzzling going to be your like fun fact about yourself that you introduce whenever people start going, hey, what's the fun fact about you, kind of a thing? Or are you going to use other fun facts and let people discover it?
I think it will be. I feel like it's such a big part of my life, and that I'm going to try to keep on puzzling when I'm in school, that like I might as well just get it out there, and hopefully people will be like, oh, can we puzzle together? And it'll be a good like way to make friends, and just like a good thing to do while just like chatting with other people.
Or just convert them over to the dark side, and then you have more
That's
people,
true.
more puzzlers in general, right? That would be really cool. Have you thought about trying to? I mean, I know a little bit. A lot of the folks in the EU don't. Um, how does your like local puzzle community look?
So I am employed at Missing Piece Puzzle Exchange, which is a puzzle rental company that rents across the US. And so they like host a few puzzle competitions, and then there's some like random other little puzzle competitions. But overall in Colorado, I would say it's lower. So going to California in the Bay Area, I'm super excited to be around a ton of super fast puzzlers and all the opportunities that I'll get there.
Yeah, California is kind of a hotbed for the fastest puzzlers in the world right now, which
Yeah.
is really cool. Well, and really wherever you go is the hotbed for some of the fastest puzzlers in the world. Um, have you I know you don't have like a huge social media presence and don't really want one, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
Do you find that people know who you are whenever you show up to puzzle events outside of Colorado?
Sometimes I think, yeah, I would say maybe one or two. It depends on what event it is. But a lot of the people I already know from like nationals or like other events that I've gone to and like paired up with and things like that. But it's definitely strange when people come up and it's like, I know you. It's just like a weird thing I've had to get used to.
Have you gotten any like free food, or is somebody given like here's a keychain kind of a thing? Have you
No,
reached that level of stardom?
no, I don't think I want to be there.
I mean, anything can happen. This you clearly are a phenomenal puzzler.
Thank you.
What sort of advice would you give? I know you're not going to Worlds. What sort of advice would you give to people that are going to Worlds this year?
Ooh. I think just try to have as much fun as possible. I made some of the best relationships in like the puzzling realm that I have from there. I think it's an easy way to almost get trauma bonded and really like build some tight relationships. And yeah, I feel like pairs and teams events are just the funnest because you get to be with amazing people while doing a sport you love.
That's a really good point. I know some people headed into the Worlds. They may have put their team together last minute, or they haven't worked with people until they get there. Um, do you think that those teams that kind of last minute, are they going to have a similar chance to build those fun relationships, or are they like caught behind the eight ball and they're just not going to have fun together because they're just meeting up for one thing?
I think they're going to have a ton of fun. Like I hadn't puzzled with any members of my team before we got to Spain. I was lucky enough that Becca Taylor, who I paired with for Worlds, was able to fly out to Colorado for like a day. And so we had practiced. But I think, yeah, just being in that environment, you automatically are going to become closer, and then just try to have fun, keep it lighthearted, even like in this intense competition.
I really like that. I've been talking to several puzzlers that are going to Worlds, and they're nervous about trying to perform to a certain level, or they're not sure they're going to fit in with people or really hang out. And it's reassuring to know that that you're going to make friends and hang out with really cool people no matter what, which is great.
Yeah, I feel like it's tough, but you just have to put yourself out there. Like, if you talk to someone, you're like, oh, you want to puzzle together? Like, I bet they're gonna say yes.
Have you run into anybody that has said no to "Do you want to puzzle with me"?
Not a puzzler.
Aha.
Yeah. So I feel like you're gonna be safe in like the world's environment. Yeah, just have fun. Have fun.
There's a couple of questions in the chat. Somebody's wanting to know, what are you planning on studying at university?
I'm leaning towards biology, ecology, but I want to stick in the biology, but I'm not quite sure which direction I want to go yet.
Okay. I mean, I would imagine inside is usually biology, or is that one anatomy, right?
Wait, what'd you say?
Inside is usually the biology part, in terms of directions. I don't. Just making it
I want to like major in biology, and then like what my subspecialty or something is, I'm not quite sure yet.
That's really cool. And what draws you to biology?
I like to say I sort of eliminated everything else, and this was the thing left. But it's really cool to see how the world works and work to help preserve it for future generations, things like that.
That's really special, and I like that you're going to study a thing that will help you do that in a big way, hopefully,
Mhm.
which is really neat. If let's say everything goes well, and stuff changes once you're in university, and anything can happen there. But what would be an ideal scenario for you after you graduate from university? Like, are you headed off to like run a big organization that's going to do world saving projects, like research? Like, what are you kind of feeling now, knowing that that's
I want
likely
to
to
go
change
into
too?
the research area, but I'm not quite sure. I'm hoping to have like time to experiment in different labs and like take all these different classes and really figure out exactly what my passion is. And then I think I will go back to school later on at some point to pursue like a PhD.
Oh, that's really cool. What from your puzzling do you think might help your studies?
I think that puzzling is just a really like it helps with problem solving and just like keeping your mind sharp and always thinking. So I'm like, when my peers are scrolling on social media, I'm doing jigsaw puzzles. Maybe that'll give me an edge. We'll see.
I really like that, and the more you do something, the better you get at it. So taking that time away from the doom scrolling to do something fun that's good
Mhm.
for you and good for the community, and hanging out with other people, it's really great. Michelle, did you have anything you wanted to ask Alice about?
Yeah, so just last question. I know you did the 24-hour recently, and you've also done like different types of competitions. Do you have like a dream competition? Like if you could design your own competition, what would it look like?
Ooh. I think I would just want to experiment with like different styles of competition. Like I do love like standard like teams, pairs competitions, but like Jonathan from Speed Puzzling has introduced like the pairs relay, and that's been a lot of fun. Like even the 24-hour marathon, like that was just so much fun. And I think that was a lot less stressful and more just about the community and doing puzzles together. So I feel like just coming up with some wacky ideas for like different ways to like have a puzzle competition, but not like the traditional standard way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, yeah, it just looked like a lot of fun from the 24-hour competition, and of course, you get to know your puzzling friends in a different way, and just just share all the highs and lows of all the puzzles. But no, fantastic that you also at the Winter Carnival and just out there trying different competitions. And yeah, we're really grateful that you took up the opportunity to participate in EJJ. I'm sure your parents are watching and have been cheering you on. So yeah, and there was a lot of positive comments and greetings to you and cheering for you and from the YouTube viewers. So we're really grateful for that. And yeah, so we wish you a good rest of your sunny day and see you at a future competition.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks,
Congrats.
Alice. Bye.
Thank you.
Alice is so cool. I want to grow up to be Alice.
So yeah, so we've in the let me just do a quick update. So we've had 30 finishes in the flex meeting at 1 hour and 6 minutes. So yeah, it really looks like this is a fast one for most people. Yeah, a lot of people finishing. Yeah, 1 hour and 6 minutes. That's fantastic. So really happy to see how everyone's going there. And Marianne is also doing a fantastic job. She's also now tackling the blues. Just have to, yeah, kind of blur out the sunflower and focus on the blues there. But we'd love to chat with Rachel because she's yeah, came 3rd place and we don't know her. So yeah, Rachel, please turn your camera on and join us. Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, so tell us what you thought of the puzzle when you saw it come out of the wrapping today.
I was so happy. I love gradient puzzles anyway, and like all the different color blocks, it just looked like something that would go together fast. So yeah, I was just really happy. Although I did think everyone's going to be fast at this one.
Yeah, could you imagine?
Well, and you were one of the fast people in that group, which is amazing.
Which I can't believe.
Yeah, could you imagine placing like just like what was it? Let me see how the time difference was, but like so close to like Teresa and Alice. So yeah, just a few minutes behind Teresa and Alice, national champions.
No, not at all. And I mean, after I went to the UK Nationals earlier this year, that was my first competition. I was a bit like, should I go to Worlds? Should I not? And I guess the more I've been doing competitions like this, it's kind of validating that, yeah, I should go and I could do okay. So yeah, it's really encouraging.
There's a bit of an echo. Do you have another microphone on?
No, just my laptop. The more I've been doing competitions like this, it's kind of validating.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was hearing it. Somebody in the Flex meeting had their microphone on, and they're listening to the live stream, so I was hearing it through the other ear. Okay, so fantastic. Yeah, because you did say that you will be going to the World Championship. You said it's my first time at Worlds, having only competed at the UK Nationals so far, feeling a mixture of excitement and nerves.
Yeah.
So what was in the defining moment then that you said, "Yep, I'm going to go"?
It was after Nationals. I came 2nd at UK Nationals behind Emma Quirk from Ireland. And after that, everyone was reaching out to me and sort of because I'd come, I guess I wasn't known in the UK puzzle community. So everyone was saying to me, "Oh, you've got to go to Worlds. Oh, you're going to go to Worlds." And I hadn't really ever considered that I could go. But then I was speaking to my boyfriend and my like parents afterwards, and they were both saying, "Well, like, what have you got to lose? Just like go along, give it a go. Like you could have a load of fun," which is kind of what I thought when I went to UK Nationals, and I had such an amazing day. So I was just like, yeah, why not? I'll do it. And then I thought, well, I better get practicing. So that's why I've like signed up for all the UK puzzle guzzle competitions and like started to try and get some of the EJJ puzzles. So I'm just trying to sort of practice, and it's good to sort of benchmark where I am against some of the like really fast puzzlers. So yeah, it's exciting.
That's cool. I know a lot of people that are going to Worlds or have gone to Worlds. They have a similar like excitement and nervousness about being in a big competition and feeling. What are you doing to sort of prepare yourself against feeling a ton of pressure and just enjoying the puzzling?
It's kind of weird. As I've done more and more competitions, I actually realized that I think I'm actually someone who thrives and does better under that competition pressure. Whereas when I'm like just doing a puzzle at home casually, I can't seem to go as fast. Whereas as soon as I go onto an online competition, like I love listening to the commentary. I like knowing how am I like with people's, and I feel like it makes me go faster. So I'm not so worried, although I know Worlds is going to be like a whole other level. So that's, yeah, I'll have to see whether it holds up. But so far it's been okay.
No, you're it's fun. You did kind of like break out onto the puzzle scene, and so you know, been you know, following a lot of your exploits, and it's just been really cool to see how fast you've gotten in such a quick time. How long have you been puzzling for? Because like we've only seen you competing for a little while, but like did you just start? Like,
I've always puzzled a lot, like my family puzzle, my mum, my like gran. So like growing up, I always puzzled and like carried on even when I was like a teenager and things. Then like over the last 10 years, I've had a lot of I had a knee sports injury, so I've had quite a few times where I've had to have like operations and long periods of time where like I'm sat up with my leg up and can't do anything. So doing puzzles then like is what I've always done to just kill the time. But in terms of speed, never really tried. I'd seen Karen Puzzle's like YouTube videos and watched some of the Worlds. And then I think after Worlds last year, I was like, oh, it'll be fun to just get some of those puzzles and see like how I do. And I was like, oh, I'm not like a million miles away. Like I would have come like maybe in the top 50 in a heat or something like that. Like it was okay. And then I heard on the Worlds live stream, Annika announced the UK Nationals. And I was like, well, okay, that's not so far. That's maybe more manageable than going to Worlds. So yeah, that was a great way to like sort of start and see. And then I feel like since UK Nationals, it's just given me that sort of real like push, because I never expected to come second in a million years. So it's kind of given me that like encouragement to like want to be puzzling and want to practice and like want to beat times if I can try and do them and just, yeah, try and get as good as I can, I guess.
oh, that's really great. You know, somebody, Haley Gower in the chat was asking, how do you get puzzles done quick? Like, what goes through your head? Like, you were puzzling for a while, and you've just transitioned into doing more of the speed puzzling relatively recently. So, what have you done to make that gear shift?
It's something I've been thinking about recently, because a few people have started asking me like, oh, how do you do that? And like, how do you go? And I hadn't really like consciously thought about what I was doing until like quite recently. I guess just, I mean, it's a whole different gear that you're in. Like when you do like a puzzle, like I always did, like you had the box and you were picking pieces out and like doing it kind of slow. And I guess even just that shift of like, you're tipping the pieces out, you're trying to flip fast, like all of that sort of gets you in the mindset of like going quick. And just, I guess, watching tips from other people. So like I read a lot of Victor's Instagram posts of some of the old Worlds puzzles and like how did he approach them, and realizing that, oh, you don't have to always start with the edge, and like what sections are good to work on, and just sort of trying to learn from watching back like live streams and just trying to pick up little bits and trying different things, some that didn't work, some that seemed to work for me. So just been like a gradual improvement, I think, that way.
You mean there wasn't just a flip that a switch that you flipped and suddenly you were an amazing like top 5 in the world puzzler? It wasn't
No, I
just
don't think so.
immediate? Oh man, I was hoping there was a special trick for that. Oh man, what kind of puzzles do you typically gravitate towards?
I do like gradient puzzles and anything with sky. I mean, growing up, I did a lot of like sort of just landscapes, like British buildings and rivers and skies and things like that, like photo puzzles. But then over the last few years, like seeing like sort of more smaller brands come along, it's been a lot of this sort of like illustration style things. Tended to stick to like 1,000 pieces until I found speed puzzling, and now it's all the 500s. So I've sort of shifted to just trying to get as many different Ravensburger 500s as I can, and just, even if I hate the image or I would never pick it up, just give it a go and get them at charity shops or on Vinted and just try everything basically.
Do you have a type of puzzle that you are not enjoying quite as much right now?
Anything where it's like dark. I struggle with like darker colors, so like browns, blacks, like dark blues and purples. I found a bit harder. And I don't mind like a busy puzzle, but like where there's a lot of like green, like leaves and trees going all different directions, like stuff like that, and flowers. Like that's probably an area where I struggle a little bit more.
And that's everybody has their things that they're great at and the things that they are going to improve on over time. I think it's really cool that you know what each of those are, so you can keep playing with them. What are you most looking forward to as you head into Worlds?
I think just meeting more people from the puzzle community, because I mean, even when I went to UK Nationals, like I spoke to some people. I made a pair on the day and like competed with the pair, but I didn't really have a lot of chance during the day to speak to a lot of puzzlers, and I didn't really know who people were to speak to. And I guess the last few months, as I've been doing more of like the online events, and I mean, this weekend I'm going to my another in-person event, which will be my second. Like I've started to meet up with people and practice and things like that. So it's just been really nice to start to know people in the puzzle community. And I guess spending the whole week in Spain and like meeting some of the people that I've been like watching on YouTube and seeing on Instagram and things like that. And that's what I'm most excited for.
Get a little starstruck, that kind of thing.
Yeah, probably.
Rachel, are you traveling alone, or do you have some family members or friends coming along for the ride?
Yeah, I'm traveling with my boyfriend. So, I mean, to start with, I thought I was only going to do individuals and maybe I'd just do the heat. So I thought, well, we'll have a holiday in Spain and I'll see what I do. And as I've gone on, I thought, oh, actually, maybe I could qualify from the heats. And then, oh, I found a pair and now I found a team. So I think it's sort of, unfortunately for him, become less of a holiday and more of a puzzle week. But he's very supportive and I think he's looking forward to cheering me on and exploring a bit of Spain at the same time. So
well, you can encourage him also to sign up and do a
no. He is not a puzzler at all. He's tried, but it's just not his thing.
That's okay. We also need people cheering on and being part of the crowd and supporting.
I think he's going to be my like snack crew, because I know I get hungry, and my Pairs partner Abby, she's the same, so he's like on hand with snacks. So that's his job.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes those Mari refers to me either as the significant other or the side piece, which I both wholeheartedly approve of. Pit crew is important to helping out for folks that are doing competition stuff. So it's honestly, really great that you have it.
I don't know if I would have like gone by myself. I mean, at this point it's a little different because I have started to know people, but at the point when I booked to go to Worlds, I didn't really know anyone that well in the puzzle community. So another year it might be different, but this year I was glad that he was going to come along with me.
Yeah, having that little bit of support goes a long way. I guess one of the other things that's kind of curious. What are you most nervous for heading into Worlds?
I guess just the partly the intensity of like the schedule. I think of like possibly having multiple things in the day and potentially like I'm quite a morning person. I know I flag towards the evening, so potentially having like heats late at night, or having like pairs, teams, like individuals all in one day. I think that that could be like a bit challenging, and also just obviously the pressure of it. Like it's on live stream, there's loads of cameras, and we had a few at the UK event, but I guess it's just no comparison to what it will be like in Spain. So I guess it's those two things.
Well, I have no doubt that you're going to be able to push through that, and everybody is excited for, like, one of the things I love about the puzzle community is that everybody is rooting for everybody else. Yeah. So, you'll feel a little bit nervous, but so is everybody else. And, we're all rooting for you to just like have a good time and use the pressure to push yourself forward rather than pull you back, which is
Yeah.
really cool. But I think you're going to do an excellent job. You also have a shout out here in the chat from Abby Lawrence, which I think is your
That's
partner.
my first part.
Yeah. She said congratulations, well done, which is great. But yeah, Michelle, was there anything you wanted to ask Rachel?
Well, I just wanted to say congratulations and see you in Trier in 2 weeks.
Thank you. I'm so excited. I've never puzzled in a team before, so I'm just really excited.
Yeah, well, this is the maximum way to puzzle in a team at a marathon.
Exactly.
So fantastic. Thanks so much and enjoy your evening.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Congrats.
Yeah, so we have Marion, who's coming up to the close, looking fantastic there. And now I'd like to invite Alejandro to join us and finally reveal where he is. I did see the correct answer at least once. I scrolled through. So at least one person got it correct, and I'll have to go through later and check if there's anybody else. But yes, greetings, Alejandro.
Hi, Michelle. Hi, Jim.
Hi there. Nice to see you from wherever you are, which we definitely don't know right now.
So
You
did you read some of the answers in the YouTube chat? People were guessing
some of
all
them.
over.
Yeah. And I saw that some people were right. So someone has said that I'm in Austria, in Vienna, and I'm here. So I have been here since last 2 weeks working on an European project. And tomorrow I will go to Barcelona. But yeah, we can say that another EGG contest from another country.
Are you trying to make it a goal to puzzle in every country in a competition?
It's crazy because I told always to Michelle, when I sing it for the EGJ, I have not idea where I will be. So it has been always a coincidence that all these last EGJs I've been in different countries, and yeah, it's for me it's really nice, and of course it's not something that I will stop doing.
Yeah, but tonight you had a disadvantage because although you found a bigger table, but then you had the light behind you, so you did have some shadow. We saw that as you were coming up to do the blues, that made it a bit harder for you.
Yeah, I don't want to put excuses because I believe everyone has their own problems, but it's true that this kind of puzzle, I really love it. I love do skies, do gradients. And I had like 2 lights in less than 40 centimeters to the table. So I was not be able to see properly the different colors. I could separate, of course, the colors, but I could not see the gradient in each one of them. So I did the puzzle most of the time trying to find the piece, not the color, which I believe for this type of puzzle maybe is not the best way.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were getting ready to say something, Michelle. When you're, what time is it where you're at right now?
What? Sorry?
What time is it?
It's same at the European time,
Okay.
so it's 8:30.
Okay.
But yeah, this is a kind of puzzle that I believe I would love to do it with natural light next to a big window and enjoy it a lot, this type of radiance. So I can't wait to go home and try to do it again because I really love it.
I know that you're planning on going to Worlds this year. What kind of vibe are you excited for at Worlds? Like, what's the feeling what's bringing you back this year?
Well, I believe last year I enjoyed it a lot because I had the opportunity to sort out my puzzle, and a lot of people ask me for photos, autographs, and that's something new for me. But at some point, I also like it, and I'm really excited for next year for these Worlds. I know that the level is so high, but in some way, I believe I have less pressure than the ones that I had the last year. So in this case, I believe I'm more open to enjoy more all the competitions. For sure, I know that pairs and teams will be the funnest ones for me. And individual, I will try to do my best as always, but the level is so high that there are too many puzzles that we see here in Mitchell's EGJs each week. So I believe it can be an amazing competition.
Yeah, I think the sport's progressing to a point where we're almost at that stage where any one of several people could come out on top depending on the day and what the puzzle is, more than there being a singular, always the best kind of puzzler these days, you know?
For sure, I'm totally agree with you. I believe that there are so many puzzles with same level nowadays that most of them with an unreleased puzzle we can do less than 40 minutes for sure, and that's not easy, and that's something that maybe 2 or 3 years ago was impossible to see. Yeah, that makes it more special, more competitive, and of course it has this point of luck that, as you say, no, it will depends on how do you feel, on if the image is the ones that you like or not. Yeah, that will be great.
I have a question. So somebody wrote a really good comment in the chat. They said, what about if you had the final was 2 times 500 piece puzzles, and one was a busy puzzle and one was more like a gradient or a landscape puzzle? That way, like here you can see some people, we could clearly see the people who are really strong in the busy puzzles were kind of lagging a little bit behind. They still got really fast times, but not as fast as it had been. And other times it's reversed. So I think that would actually be a really fantastic idea. Then you really have to balance it out and see, okay, who's good at both, and it might be someone who's not the top in one of them or top in the other, but someone who's kind of like a little bit just an all-rounder.
I believe that's something that should happen on the future, because if you want to say who is the world champion and who is the best doing puzzles, I believe you cannot take only one puzzle. To be honest, I had the opportunity to win the World Championship 2 times. The first one, I believe, was with big difference, we can say, with more than 5 minutes. But the second one was 30 seconds to Christine. Both puzzles were my type, to be honest. Both puzzles that I won the competition were images from buildings with skies with different colors that are my type of puzzle. Maybe with another puzzle, Christine would have won me in 2023. And of course, last year she deserved the winning, and the puzzle was not my type. And in this sense, I'm with you, Michelle. I believe that you can say that you are the world champion of this year, but not the fastest champions. For me, Christine is the fastest puzzle in the world, and she has only one championship, which I believe it's because what you say, because the final is only one puzzle, and you can have the luck to be one image that, for me at least, both years that I won was an image that I really love it.
Yeah, I think there's always going to be more and more tweaks as the sport develops. I think at some point we might see categories of individuals where it's like, hey, this is the championship for landscape type puzzles, or this is the championship for busy or collages. That we might see it starting to break down that way, which I think would be kind of interesting, because then you can have
exactly.
Yeah, you could have like a triathlon of puzzling versus also just the individual rounds, which would be kind of neat.
Exactly. I would like to have this type of categories because I believe it's more fair for the puzzles. And of course, as Michelle mentioned, if you want to say, okay, we are going to define which is the fastest puzzle in the world, doing 500-piece puzzles, then take at least 2 or 3 different puzzles. Yeah, I don't know, take a mean, put different points for each contest and see who is the ones that maybe has the best performance, taking into account all of them.
Yeah, because I was thinking about that one time when I was thinking about, oh, what kind of competitions I could do. Like I was imagining this competition where you would have like, yeah, like maybe 3 or 4 different categories, and where you could, if you were just doing it for fun, you could just pick the categories that you're good at and you want to do. Like for me, like I like the busy puzzles, or I like, yeah, collages. So like there could be one category for collages, one category for busy puzzle, one for landscape photo or like nature photo, and then one for, yeah, gradient or geometrics or something random like this. And then people, if people want to be considered to be like the fastest puzzler, they have to do all 4 categories and they get points and then get ranked. And then others who just want to do like the one that they're more likely,
Sort of a Grand Prix, yeah.
yeah. So that was one idea that I thought of. But back then we didn't have our own brand, and so I was trying to think, how would I get all these puzzles? But now that we are producing more puzzles, and today my husband got 4 more ready to send to the printer. Maybe that's something that I need to do, because I now have a big pool of images to choose from. Okay, maybe I can do this.
Yeah, take ideas, because I believe it's something that.
Also, real quick, just want to say congratulations to Marianne, who finished.
Oh yes,
Just a second ago. She just swooped in. Congratulations, everybody in the chat. Give her a big round of applause, because that was amazing. Congrats.
Yeah, and we only have 6 people left in the Flex meeting, and the people who participated in the offline competition, no one had to count pieces. Everybody finished, and we just have 1 more person finishing now, or 2 more people just about to finish. So with 27 minutes left in the Flex meeting, we could see close to almost everyone finishing. So
Clear
yeah,
the
good job to
room.
everybody. Yeah, sorry, back to you.
Oh, you're just setting up what kind of categories might be fun to see.
Yeah, I believe that's something, Michelle, you could you could prepare, because well, to be honest, what are you doing? If for sure people would like to sign for all of the competitions that you prepare, could be possible to define in this way who is the fastest puzzle, because you are using a lot of designs and also a lot of different brands, which also it's important, I believe, when doing a puzzle.
It makes sense. I'm kind of curious. At Worlds this year, the prelim round has 2 puzzles in the same bag, and then you have to pick which one you're going to do, and then do it real quick. How do you prepare yourself for that, and how do you kind of feel about that role? Because there's a lot of people that are excited about it. There's a lot of people that are very nervous about it. Like, what are you thinking?
I believe that's a good point. That gives you the possibility to at least try to see which image is better for you. I also believe that some of these puzzles, most of the people that is training and preparing for Worlds will have the opportunity to do them if they are not on release. So in this sense, I'm really excited, and I believe it's a good opportunity to make the possibility to make a choice.
If you had to choose between a puzzle that you have done before versus an easier one that you haven't done before, which way would you end up leaning?
Oh, good question. I believe. Maybe I will go for the easy ones. So if I have the opportunity to do a new puzzle that I like, also, so if there are two things, that the puzzle is easy and also that I love the image, then for sure I will go for them. If not, I believe if I feel more comfortable doing maybe a little more complicated puzzle, but that you have already know how is the best way to solve it, maybe I will go with the second choice.
Yeah, I know the usual answer is it depends, because you need to know which ones to play around with. But I know a lot of folks like just knowing how you think about things in order to figure out how they might want to approach it, which is really cool. Yeah, I'm really glad that you're not feeling as much pressure this year going into Worlds. Any advice for people that are going that might be feeling pressure?
Well, try at least to, I believe pressure will always be present in some kind of way. I believe when you start doing the puzzle is when you have to try to don't think about possible nerves and try to only enjoy doing the puzzle. For sure, if you have the possibility to pass the first preliminaries, I believe the pressure, well, in some way can be less, at least until the final, because I believe that on the final, for sure, you can have a lot of pressure. But yeah, I will say that the best, maybe the best idea is try to, if you want to put in mind some kind of goal, with the level that we have nowadays, try to put a goal that maybe that will be more or less easy to obtain it, because otherwise I know that it could be really difficult to try to enjoy the experience if your goal is, I don't know, try to do all the puzzles below 40 minutes and appear this one busy puzzle with I don't know, with a hard parts to do and you don't feel comfortable doing, and your time is not as the ones you think, and could be something that makes not enjoy as usual too.
Yeah, because we see the times like with the US nationals or at the Europeans, or even in the final last year, there's so many times happening within the same minute that you can have an amazing time, like, yes, a really fantastic time to be proud of, something like 44 minutes, but you might end up being like 40th or something, or like really way down, or even in some cases even lower. And it's just because and you should, what I think is that you should always look at maybe like the percentage, and maybe think like, oh, I came in the top 10% of the 1,000 people that participated at the Worlds, as opposed to, oh, I didn't get that level that I was aiming for. Because in reality, even if you got a place of 50th, it's still like the top 5% of, tell me if my math is wrong. Is that 5% out of 1,000? Top 5%, which is amazing. Or, and so maybe just like, I consider myself a top third puzzler, because it changes. If there's, I've been doing a lot of smaller competitions with Poland, Denmark, and Swedish online competitions, and there's 30 participants, and then I have a really good chance of being in the top 10. But when there's over 100 people, then I'm more likely to be around position 30. So I've just considered, okay, I'm like a top 30 puzzler, and that's okay, and that's like that's where I am, and that's what I'm aiming for. So yeah, maybe just consider the amount of people who started out, as opposed to just the people who were in the final or in the official rankings. Yeah, well, we really appreciate you joining us tonight, and also that we had a little quick chat about where you were and decided to do a spontaneous giveaway. I think that was really fun. Thanks to everyone on YouTube who joined along to it. So what I could see, the winner was Kubinke Janos but I will have to go through afterwards and double check if there was a second person who also chose Austria. And yeah, so we hope that you do this again. So next time you're in a different location, maybe we can do 2.0 of Where in the World is Alejandro?
I will let you know.
Yeah.
For the moment, my plans are, well, I'm going tomorrow to Barcelona. Maybe next week I will work there. And in 2 weeks, my intention is to go out with my girlfriend and family and relax a little bit on my grandparents' village. So that's my plans for these next weeks. And for the moment, I have not any trip planned yet, but we will see.
Yeah, no, I'm sure that might change, but yeah, definitely enjoy the summer. Take time to visit your grandparents in the village, and yeah, we'll see you another time at another competition.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
yeah, and thanks to everyone who's participated and who's still participating in the competition and for joining us on the chat. And yeah, Jim, I'll see you. Definitely.
In a little over a month. Yeah.
Well, I'll see both of you. It's 47 days.
Yeah, we will see. Congrats to both of you for being the commentators for the Worlds. I'm really happy that you will have this opportunity. I will be so happy to see you there.
Yes, we'll see you there, and we'll have to have you in on the booth as well and have a chat on the live stream. So thanks very much, everybody, and wish everybody a good night. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks. Congrats.